Hi, my name is Edward Kurczewski and I've been working in 2D traditional animation for over 10 years and have contributed to projects like Scavenger's Reign, Primal, Flea and Tales of Alectrion. Working in animation has been my dream as long as I can remember. I've always wanted to create worlds and bring characters to life. The first challenge I faced was, where do I start? Where I can learn this? I noticed that many others has the same questions. After getting my 2 master degrees in animation and earning experience in professional industry, I've decided to share my knowledge with you. That's why I created AnimationClub.School. Our school is a team of working animators who act like a bridge between students and the industry. We realize that many students struggle to build high professional skills required to secure their job in the industry. So we designed our courses to help you develop an outstanding portfolio. At the moment, we primarily focus on 2D animation. It's where we have the most expertise and it's my personal passion. We want to see more people thrive in this art form. Each course is carefully designed to deliver knowledge while honing practical skills through hands-on tasks. The curriculum builds gradually over several levels, enabling students to master the program step by step. We aim to help students understand complexity of 2D animation, assess difficulty of the tasks realistically, and set achievable goals to their growth. Our primary focus is on developing animation skills to meet industry standard. While drawing skills are essential, we leave their development to each student individually. However, we encourage outside art study and even offer free drawing sessions in our Discord. Currently, we offer over 12 different courses and we continually adding new professional programs to meet industry demands. But that's not all. Here's what else we offer. Weekly videos that dive into different aspects of animation industry, free monthly masterclass live streams with a mentor, short tutorials across all our social media platforms, an active Discord community where you can connect to passionate creatives from around the world. If you like what you've heard so far, follow us on our social media and check out our courses on our website. I can't wait to see what you create with us.
Hello everyone. Hopefully my mic is working. It should be working. But if it doesn't work, please tell me in the chat. This is Kata, usually a host of all of our school workshops. But today, since it's a Friday, we don't meet every Friday, but we try as much as we can. I will be having a little beginner level exercise for all of you. So yeah, as you can see in this side of the screen, you can see that I'm a 2D animator and a cleanup artist. I've been a graduate of Animation Club School since 2023, and I've had some experience already working in this industry, but not as much. So don't expect that much from me as our usual workshops. Speaking of workshops, we had a very wonderful workshop last week. I think like right a week ago, where Edward has shown how to make a punch that feels that it has a lot of force in it. And I got so inspired that I've decided, why not try this as well? Plus, I already had it in, I think, my kind of schedule themes I wanted to run anyways. So I thought this was the best week to do so. So let me guide you a little bit through what we're gonna do. We're gonna try doing a punch with all of the main ingredients we found out in the last stream. If you haven't seen it, you can stop this right now, go to that one, and use this stream as something to listen to or kind of work alongside. And yeah, before we jump into me drawing and animating, I wanted to talk a little bit about our other community related stuff. On Fridays as well, you can see in the playlist, if you're watching this in a recording, live as well, probably, that on Sundays we run Community Spotlight. which initially was for showcasing your projects that you need more people on. But sometimes when we don't get any projects, people can be busy, especially since it's like the finals. It's the middle of the winter, even though I'm in the southern hemisphere. So for me, it's the middle of the summer. It's very hot, 32 degrees Celsius. Thankfully, I have a fan. But yeah, people can be busy. So other times we host talented people from the industry and from our school as well, and talk about what it's like to be in the school, what it's like to be in the industry, what are your responsibilities, and what will you look out for, or what kind of advice you would give in yourself. So feel free to check that out as well. And also on Discord, if you're watching this and you came not from our Discord, I highly advise to join it, mostly because, let me change the screen. There we go. We have a Discord channel, Discord server, which is a very great hub with connecting with other people, other animators, some who are just learning, some who are already in the industry. And we also have recordings, interesting events, and invitation for courses that you can join. I think the closest course that's starting, it's going to be a 1 month intensive mentorship. I have a hard time pronouncing it, which is going to be you and other students and non-students of the school. If you've never been to our school, you can try it for the first time. A lot of people who initially were on the fence of like going through the whole course, they started with 1 month mentorship, and then they got so inspired that they continued doing that. And where you meet twice a week, you set a specific goal, specific idea you want to animate, and you basically get feedback twice a week, which is twice as much than in a regular course. So I think it's pretty fun, and of course it's pretty intense. And for other activities, for example, we have announcements over here. Don't look at the study hall, that's private. We do several stuff on Thursdays. For example, just yesterday, we ran a tour de film, which is also a community-based event where we come up every Thursday, hopefully, and study different films and draw screenshots from them as well. So for example, this was a study of a portrait of a lady on fire, and I want to show you the great works we had. This one is from Adit, who's previously been a student. Love the colors. I love how the mirror shines and it looks amazing. We have my stuff. Obviously, I have to plug myself. Otherwise, what is this all for? If not for my personal fame. And we also have a couple of new people. Miss Blue, thank you for joining us, which I love the ballpoint pen drawing. It's really, really good. Sometimes I draw on traditional. I did pencils, I think, not a couple of weeks ago, at this point, a couple of months. But I really enjoyed it. And of course, from our other student, Catherine, which also thank you so much for joining. And I love these. And on Sundays, we run Sunday sessions, which could be a lot of different stuff. Usually it's just normal figure drawing, but sometimes I choose a specific theme. For example, dancers, opera, not opera, orchestra, what do you call them? Directors? The one who do this thing. Sometimes it could be expressions, some can be hands, palms, or knees. And yeah, we also get a very, very good roster of people drawing. Obviously, I have to show my stuff. We draw very quick figure studies, so they could start from 1 minute, then go to 3 to 5, and they end in 10-minute drawings. So they're very, very quick. They're mainly meant to showcase and strengthen your very quick kind of reflexes. You have to think fast. You have only a minute to draw a pose. What is the bare bones essentials to convey that idea and what you can do with it? For example, here are my 1-minute poses. And you sometimes can get like 5-10 seconds more, but rarely, because I run this ship like the Navy. For example, here's some stuff from Kyuya. You can also, I think, find some of the results on his Instagram, which I also plug. It's very, very good, and there's a lot of insightful stuff. And yeah, today we're gonna run a loop-de-loop, which, ta-da! I did a little bit of preparations to not look completely unprepared. There's my character. For people who've been here for years, if there's someone watching, I had the character called Kitty Count. It's like a vampire kitten type of character. So here's on a little grid because I wanted to align all of the side and profile views and everything. And we're gonna use him as our little reference. Obviously, I'm gonna draw very, very rough. I can't do it as clean and as perfect. Usually I need like 3-4 runs before I kind of like the movement. So you'll have to be very patient with me today. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna try doing the punch using the same ideas, ingredients, to make that really punchy feeling. So I think I watched the stream again because of course I already forgot it. But I think the main key points is having energy in the poses, like having a very good silhouette, having anticipation. The more anticipation we build, the higher the punch is gonna be. Don't be afraid to use smears. So if the movement is really fast, we are free to smear some stuff along the way. And of course, when the character is punching and when the punch is landing on the hand, we have to give this also some time for the viewer to really feel that the mass and the kinetic force, I think it's, yeah, kinetic because the object is moving, the kinetic force is really affecting the object. If we have the time, what I want to do is, you see the, I don't know what to call it, the target is hanged. So maybe what we can do after the punch is this sack hits our cat in the face and it gets very embarrassed, if we manage to have enough time. I've already been talking enough, so obviously if you have any questions or you want to ask me to talk about something specific, you can always use the chat. But otherwise, join me on this little journey of mine to making a punch. So yeah, if you don't mind, I have a little drink with me. First, to not sound too creaky. And second of all, because it gives me caffeine. It gives me energy to be so awesome and bubbly all the time. So yeah, I'm drawing in Clip Studio Paint because you can't see the name of the window. I like to have a little more focus on the drawing, usually because I have a very small area. I start with a tiny, tiny canvas, and then the more stuff I have down, the more I build it up. Yeah, I'm drawing Clip Studio Paint X. It allows you to use more than, ooh, look at that, use more than 24 frames in a drawing, which are we probably gonna do. And yeah, I don't think there's anything more to add. If, of course, there are any questions, I will be looking at chat periodically while chatting about topics I find fun. So yeah, I already have the first pose done. I have a little sketch of different side views. You can see a very derpy face if you have a good brightness on your screen. And yeah, let's try this. I'm honestly very nervous because I'm very nervous drawing while being recorded. These past several weeks, I tried preparing a lot of stuff, and then when I come on the stream, I don't have anything to draw, honestly, and I started hating that as well. So let me see how well I will keep the balance. There we go. And of course, I'm sorry if my mic is going to be faltering because I have it right over my tablet, and the cord is very funky. So if I push it wrong, it gets mad at me and it turns off. So here we go. So let's start with some anticipation. We already have the character standing. It's a pretty okay pose. We have some perspective going. Hopefully it's lined up pretty well. I think the only thing I would change is maybe making the paws a little flatter. Yeah, like this. Because we have a... You get it. You see it on the screen. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna do like a normal punch. So I remember the last time I saw the live demonstration as well as with you. You need to give some good anticipation first. So while he's standing like this, let me do it like this. It's gonna be reversed for you, but it's easier for me to understand. We're gonna stand like this. He's gonna raise his arm back, which means his shoulders are gonna move, his body is gonna turn, and we're gonna go one by one. I'm gonna go kind of straight ahead, but then we're gonna polish it out. So, and I'm gonna be very simple, very non-committal with my lines. Let me actually move him a little further. Here we go. Maybe we can put a little more weight on the back leg. Here we go, his stumpy little foot. I love this character. He's my child. I think I came up with him a couple of years ago when I was running 5 Minute Friday. And he's always been in the back of my head. So let's raise the arm. So maybe the fist would be like here. Here would be like a little thumb. Cute baby. Yeah, I would give it like this. And let me raise this arm a little bit more. And let's see, I have an onion skin, but also I have these. He's a soft little guy. Maybe I can push his hip a little more. Yeah. And he was like this. So let's see. Obviously, when you're doing rough animation, you gotta do the cute little faces. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah, I completely agree. I'm not sure how to read your full name, but in the end of it, I see Kuzo. So if there's another way to refer to you, you can type it out. But yeah, a creator's own work is like a child, and especially characters. I get really, really attached to my characters. And what's interesting, they also, just like humans, they kind of grow and change. So weird watching an old artwork you had, for example, from a couple of years ago, of specific characters, and then the design changed, the idea changed, everything is like slowly building on itself. And it's, I don't know, it's nice to see. And have like this, and I think maybe I can even give a little more. Yeah, look at that. Cute little guy. I'm sorry. And this would be here. Maybe we can even have like some delay. It's ready to punch. Maybe, you know what? I don't really like that he's falling over like this. So maybe we can give him more space, more stability. Can't let him fall. Yeah, that's looking pretty cute. I think I made the eyes a lot smaller. I have a lot of trouble figuring what kind of eyes I want for the character. So maybe I'll even make these one a little smaller. Because I kind of like this face a lot more. It's a lot more appealing. We'll see. It always happens to me. I draw the first frame and I think it looks pretty good. I go through like flipping it and everything, and then I make the next one and it's twice more appealing. Despite this, the first one in the animation going like also several passes. Can't help it. I'm a several passes type of person. So now we have some anticipation. As you can see, we had the fists over here, the main body standing like this. Maybe I can move the eye a little bit closer to give him some more space in the cheeks. There we go. To make him feel a little more chubby. Ugh. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, this one's a little more. Nah, I'm overdoing it at this point. So we have the anticipation. Now let's try pulling in a punch. So as we can see, the fist is going in this direction. So we would go like, it wouldn't be going like this. It should be going like this because you're raising your hand like this, and then you're going through a downwards motion and punching it out. I'm gonna keep this as a reminder for myself because there would probably be like a breakdown that would show how the hand moves. So I'm gonna keep it. Okay. Let's go to the next one, where I think what we can do is let's see if I can make him turn first. So now he goes with all of his body weight in. Let me see if I'm doing this right. I have a little simplified kind of dummy to see if my proportions are okay. A little more in the forehead. Now Okay. I think he would go like this. He would go shoulder first. I think his face would already move at this point. He would look straight into the... Maybe I would even move him more forward. I think we moved him enough. His weight should already be on the leg that's turning. Yes. This. Maybe we can even give him a little bend. And then we have this foot, but obviously since he moved so forward so much, I think I can... Let's see if this will do. There we go. He's turning, he's pushing through. I might revisit it and redo this one, but still. And now I already have a 6 mirror. Feels like the ears stand a little bit too much in place. Can probably move them a little closer. And maybe what I want to do, I don't want to cover the mouth because I really like the cute little expression, but maybe we can... Yeah, maybe I can move him like this. I think this is a good idea. It doesn't cover the mouth, but it goes on a higher trajectory, so we can actually... He's not missing the punching bag. Oy. Yeah. Now, delete, 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 delete. Also noticed I didn't really bend him a lot. Maybe we can put this a little lower and a little further. Oops. I just clicked cancel. Well, it wasn't meant to be then. Let's go. And then let's make a punch. So we have probably the punch is gonna land somewhere here. And this would be the arm. Yes, I like it. He's pushing his leg, the support one. I'm not sure which is the right, which is the left. I can flip the image whenever I want, so it doesn't matter. The supporting leg, which I'm gonna call, and the back leg. This is okay. The front leg towards the punch. We're gonna push it a little more. It's gonna stay in the same place. One of the very important things I've learned when you animate and you don't want your character sliding like on ice, you have to be very mindful where you're landing your leg. Usually you have to be very careful with it, like pixel to pixel, kind of careful, because even the smallest changes could tell the viewer that, oh, maybe the leg is moving somewhere. So keep it secure. Maybe here we can make it a little smaller though, like this. So he's lifting a little bit on his little leg. No, it doesn't look like lifting. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now the other leg, since it's almost like a side profile, even more like a turn like this. Let me give him a cute little bend. There we go. And of course we can't forget the tail. You can see the tail a lot more. To restrain myself from adding any kind of like anime eyes. It's not bad, it's just I don't think they're very needed. So let's see. His head is so big and his hands are so tiny that he basically punches both with the head and the hand. I'll probably do something about it now. Maybe I can... If I move it more... Oh, forgot to select some of the transparent bits and... Let's see. Yeah, I think we can work with that. And maybe we can even push the hand a little more forward so it doesn't look like it's completely on the same level. So the hand is actually punching. And of course, I think it's still happening on a specific angle. So there's got to be some overlap in between the wrist, the forearm, the shoulder, and the rest of the body. Overlaps and the way you use them, of course, I'm not speaking as a veteran or professional, are much more important than kind of we beginners, intermediates, and stepping into the advanced one realize. I've noticed it because when I was drawing hands, and hands, of course, usually have a nail. Usually looks like this, and depending how you place the nail, it tells you a lot, you know, about how you see the rest of the finger. For example, it could be even like this, and you can understand, oh, that's like the finger pointing downward. This is a finger going towards you, and this could be just finger, but without a lot of overlap happening. This could be from the bottom, so we're seeing the top of the nail, and this one bending down. And a lot of these like very tiny nuances that we don't give a lot of thought when we're drawing a lot of stuff unintentionally lands us into hot water when we don't expect it to. I think maybe it could be even further. And we can move this, for example, here. It's gonna, at this point, be very deformed. And then let's draw another, oh, excuse me. Let me actually do something. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do another pose, which is gonna be a pose where he puts all of the kinetic energy, he punches the thing, and then the hand flies forward because there's still a lot of energy going forth, and he's kind of losing balance. I think when that happens, we try to put as many limbs we have available backwards. So I think he's gonna push even more forward like this. His leg is gonna stretch out, but it's gonna be, he's kind of losing balance at this point. So the tip of the leg would be down, the heel would be up. He's starting to lose it. Maybe he does. I think I'm putting it way back. Let me flip a little bit. Yeah, the leg would probably be here. Excuse me. Forgot I had my phone in my pocket. No, I don't think I like this. We'll see. Let's go with the hand first. I think at this point. Hey, hello, Chasey. Thank you. And thank you for wishing me a nice stream. That's very nice. Hopefully it's entertaining. Can't say I love being in the spotlight, but one, two. And maybe we can... I don't think that S-curve is necessary. Can go like this. The head turned out a little too small. We're roughing it out. Nah, I don't think this is enough. Let's scratch that. Magical. Maybe since he rolls on his foot, we can move it like here. Oh, I know. Let's do this. No, 2. There we go. This is good. Okay, I'm going a little bit too silent. I'm getting in the flow state, as they call it, of flipping back and forth, trying to understand what you don't like in your drawing. Trying to figure out a good way how the character is going to react to all of that force and energy. Maybe he's a little bit too big here. Or you know what? I think let's scrap that. Thankfully, digital animation is very forgiving. I think I just want him to land the punch and come on its second foot. Let's see if I like this more. Kinda. See, let's go here. No. Put the tail a little bit more out. Sorry, I have some outside noise. Let's wait for it to pass. Will this work? Stretch it a little more. Okay, I like this a little bit more. Maybe we can move the leg a little bit more to be in side profile rather than fully reversing it. Oops. I have Clip Studio both on the iPad and the computer. So whenever I change from one device to another, I always forget what my keybinds are. There we go. Give it a good curve. Maybe his other elbow would be like start to peek out, but we'll see if I want to put it under the cape. Feels kind of unfair. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And I think we can land him a pose that's gonna smash that thing over him. And let's see. I want him to be in a stable pose. So his body is probably gonna, he will have his back turned, I think. Maybe if I had more time and I wasn't having a little stage fright, I would have finished it a little differently, but it is what it is. So here, I'm gonna land his leg number 1. His leg number 2 is gonna stay in like the same place, but it's gonna rotate. So the front of his leg is looking that way. Then we want the shoulders to kind of be slumped. Maybe he puts one of his hand here and his other hand goes up. Of course, the tail is front and center. Maybe I want to move it more forward. Kind of don't like how it stands. I want the legs to be something like this. Now, let me see. Yeah. Sure. That's what I wanted. Has his head down. Feels super cool. Look at him. I think this one has to be a little more like one curve because it's the part of the body that stretches out, and here we can add a little more belly to him. And I don't like that he's standing like that. Maybe we can push his leg to look something more like this. More straight. You can have like this kind of curve with the coat. Can move here and maybe, yeah, since this is gonna be the toe, we can probably get away with a little slide, like here. Make him bigger. Let me see. Yeah, look at that. Then he can straighten up. Maybe he can even return a little bit. You know what we can do actually as well? I think it is a very menacing wide stance, but we can make it a little less menacing. He doesn't need all that. You can put it like this. Plus, it will make our pose a little bit more asymmetrical, which is always nice. And it will give us a chance to move the body a little bit back. Him to look up. My proportions are probably flying right now, but that's what you get. Actually, not that much. The head grew smaller. That's for sure. And the ears grew bigger. Probably, yeah, we can pull this a little lower. So when he gets up, maybe he can look like up. Not quite. Let me play it around. See what it looks like. Yeah, this is good. Let's clean this up and add some more breakdowns right here when it punches, and then we'll do the bag. And I think I'm gonna finish it for now. I think it's gonna take us like maybe half an hour more, so there's still some time to go. Probably gonna look like this. So we won't see most of the body, so I'm gonna color it lightly so we can have the rest of the pose kind of visible. Love my keybinds. Or maybe I can do it later. Once I have the pose down. Go here. The sweet, cute little gorgeous tail. The head. Yeah, he definitely grew smaller. But it's all adjustable. Technically, his leg, since he moved so much, it probably is gonna rise like a little bit that way. So you're gonna see him from the back, and the leg should be higher up here. And if I were to work at Cartoon Network, if it still existed today, would I work there? Of course. Well, honestly, I'm not privy to how the kitchen was designed from the inside, but obviously a lot of stuff on Cartoon Network has shaped me as a person. So, yeah, of course. Also, it's a shame. I kind of didn't realize that it doesn't kind of exist anymore. Well, honestly, to be honest with you, I would go anywhere they would hire me. So I'm very thankful that I got like a very busy year. But I'm still kind of in the beginning of my journey. So I'm grateful for any opportunity. So if there was an opportunity, yes, of course, please, I'll do anything you want. Just pay me some kind of money so I can pay my bills. Otherwise, I think it. It doesn't feel like leaning on the leg. Okay, one more, one more. I want the turn. Yeah, I get that. Well, as long I think that's one way to look at it. Another one is all of the people who work there are working on new projects, and there's still a lot of ways to support them. And while we remember about it, it didn't disappear. It disappeared on paper because of financial decisions, people, and the stuff. Most of the artists probably, most likely, like 99.9%, didn't have any control over, but they're still there. It's not like if the studio disappeared means that the art that people have created disappeared, or that their work have disappeared either. Especially the work, the potential work they will have in the future. Of course, it's going to be with different names, with different people, with different financing, but it's still going to be there. There we go. I think I like this a little more. I think that two pose is a little too sitting down. And let's put the tail here. Maybe I put the hand a little bit too far. I think a good example to your topic, Vitor, especially on the Cartoon Network disappearing, and that there's stuff like there is a point looking into the future rather than regretting the past, that we, especially we who are not never been a part of the studio, and it's completely out of our control is, for example, Avatar Studios. They initially started on Cartoon Network. They created the show. They had a very solid team. They did the Last Airbender series. Then they went on to Korra, that was still part of Cartoon Network. And Cartoon Network, as a distributor, started rejecting Korra because it was too mature. They couldn't push through a lot of stuff that Cartoon Network, as like a distributor, didn't allow them to do, and they were hindering basically a lot of the stuff they initially were planning. For example, people a lot are saying like I'm a Korra lover. I can't say I love it more than the original series, because the original series was like more like a visionary thing, and Korra was kind of the continuation of this new exciting concept. But for example, a lot of those like plot weirdness, for example, that first season where she gets all of her bending back, that wasn't initially planned. She was planned to regain all of those elements in the next several seasons, and that was the point of the show. But Cartoon Network came to them and said, you can't do that. Like, we're giving you one show, we're not sure if we're going to finance more. And they were like, well, we gotta finish this off somehow. This is still a kids show. We gotta make it, uplifting. It can be like ending of season 3, where they allowed themselves to have like a more bittersweet kind of ending. So they had to return all of the bending back and everything. And when I don't remember, in the second season, they didn't, I don't remember how it went, but they had to change studios and change animators and people who were like the kind of, what is it called? Outsource workers. I think the studio was the studio MIT. And the animation quality dropped, and people were very mad at the creators for that, even though it's probably was completely out of their control, and probably a lot more control was on the distributors picking like who are they gonna work with. Yeah, at some point, for example, Cartoon Network at some point just dropped. It stopped showing The Legend of Korra on TV for the last season, which like the 3 and 4, which are incredible. I think the writing is so good, and the Korra's arc of overcoming her issues was very, very interesting. And Cartoon Network stopped showing the stuff on TV, which was a huge, huge hit for the views and for the outreach and everything. So yeah, sometimes studios stop existing, but Brian and Michael, they didn't stop working on Avatar, and they went and created Avatar Studios. They got the IP and everything, and now they have a lot more control in terms of what they want to tell, how they want to tell it. The animators who are part of the team, it was possible because of that initial Cartoon Network giving the green light and the financing for The Last Airbender in 2006, almost 20 years ago. But in a lot of ways, it also hindered the development and the look of the final product. So sometimes stuff happens and, we feel sad about it, but you got to think about the future and how obviously it's not for the better. The industry has been struggling a lot, but just because something ends doesn't mean something else didn't begin or is going to flourish. So yeah, I think I like this kind of oomph. I'm gonna add one frame in between these two. So it's gonna be here, here. Also, don't start me on Korra, Sami. I think for every creative, publishers and distributors, they're kind of in a love-hate relationship. You gotta love them because without them, there would be no food, there would be no connections. we would be just sitting in our rooms drawing like our little OCs and stuff like that. But at the same time, boy, how sometimes it hinders, I think, the whole production. I think this kind of reminded me of the what's happening to One Punch Man season 3. People like are very mad, and the I think animators who work on it are probably very very sad as well. But I'm sure 100% a lot of those production issues weren't just because they didn't have talented enough people to work on it, or they didn't have like the team. Obviously not the same team. The first season happened like 10 years ago. But mainly because of poor planning, logistics, maybe some people who have a lot more like deciding power in what people are going to see, what people are going to do, was just badly made decisions. So, name is in everything. I don't like how it's practically the body is in the same place. But also, it's okay to miss stuff. That's for sure. I remember when Blue Sky got closed down. I was sad. I was so sad. For me, at that point, it did feel like, oh no, this is like an end of an era. What is gonna happen now? Let's see if this will be three. What did I do? Let me squish. One, two. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what we have. Maybe it's a little too... Wah! Okay, I think it starts working a little bit to our benefit. Maybe we can pull this a little lower. I'm sorry if you just heard the, what do you call them? A motorcycle. Oh yeah, if you can do it in English, I would appreciate it. I remember a time when I used to stay up late watching TV once my parents fell asleep and forgot to turn it off. I remember staying up until 5 watching premiere of Flapjack. Oh, Flatbed, it was so good. I remember at first I wasn't really into it, but then the more I watched it, the more kind of obsessed I got with it. Yeah, and Flapjack also gave away to a lot of. I think Pendleton Ward started working on Flapjack when he just got into Cartoon Network, and it allowed him to uh, also pitch. I'm not sure, I might be lying, but Flapjack was very important in terms of being an influence to other uh, animation like franchises, but also in terms of people who were working there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oi. Make the thing a little longer. Okay. Let's work a little bit. Oh, we've already been going for an hour and 40 minutes. I will start rolling to a close pretty soon. We still managed to do a lot of stuff. We did a little bit of anticipation. We managed to really sell that punch. I really like how I managed to make the arm a little smushed. Like the volume kind of stays consistent, but you can feel that there's a lot of more weight on it. And then maybe I would put the hand a little further. This one. Oui. Wrong frame. Like this. Yeah. And here, oh. Now, let's do the thing. It stands still. Gets in the punch. It probably has to be further. And then stops. Where's that thing? And I think here we can graciously return it and hit him on the head. I think I'm wrong. I think it's gonna come in lower. Here. This one is a little too rough. There we go. I think this works. We probably would need some more. I think this one can be even like, can give it. Yeah. If I had time, if it was a little bit faster today, I would probably do some more like those things, both on the punch of the kitty and when he gets punched on the head. But I don't have enough time. I've been here for almost 2 hours. My hands are getting a little tired, and I still have some errands I need to run. But overall, yeah, let me remove some extra windows so it wouldn't be so overwhelming. Make me, wow, what did I do? Okay. Make this a little more visible. Maybe I want to clean some of these up. Ooh. There we go. Okay, let's see what we have and we'll call it a day. Maybe a little bit later or another day I'll clean it up and we gotta make the cut shorter though. I think this is enough just for us. So we'd have, you know, how those like screams that are cut out at just the right moment. I think this works pretty well. Maybe a little bit longer so we could see the face more. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. This was a little exercise and I had a lot of fun. If you did it as the same as I did, like along with me, feel free to share it in the Discord. We now have a special little thing here called Loop-de-Loop, where we already have some very cute submissions. I love them so much. They're so cute. And of course, you can share your drawing that you did in this sub channel as well. I will post my stuff a little later. But overall, yeah. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for giving me some topics to chat about. I had a lot of fun. Animating in front of the screen is a little challenging, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. For me, this is the time to log off, probably. And yeah, hope you have a good weekend. Hope you have a good holiday or holidays, depending on how many you're gonna celebrate this upcoming December. And yeah, I'm gonna see you in just a couple of weeks. So thank you for being here with me today. Hopefully, I already said all of my goodbyes. I think there's nothing else I can truly add. I appreciated everything a lot. So yeah, see you on the next loop-de-loop, workshop,